Right, hello, I am Bishmanrock, and this is Age of Wonders, the very original classic from whenever the hell it was, I want to say the late 90s. So I'm just going to run through the tutorial, introduce all the basics, and then have a quick stab at the campaign, which I've never been too good at and is notoriously hard, but it's worth a shot. So this is the tutorial for the game, in which we play as Trodson, who appears to be some sort of halfling fellow. October 1999, did you actually check that, or did you just sort of pull that from nowhere? It was a good year, yes, I remember it vividly. Oh, come on up then. We've got a guest. Come on up. Come on, come play a game. Come play a game. Gee, I don't think she wants to play a game. Okay, I think she's providing moral support or something, but no, she doesn't like it. So yeah, 99 really? I thought he was slightly older than that. Fair enough. So yeah, we're playing as a halfling in this tutorial mission. At the moment I've only got my one unit. And the first thing it's throwing at me is to research a spell, because you play as a wizard. You're a wizard. Yeah, your main guy's a wizard. It's a strategy game in which you control your big empire and everything like that, but unlike games such as Civilization, you also have you on the map, in addition to the big empire-y type thing. So, researching a spell. Researching a spell adds the spell to your spell book. There's a lot of spells in that sentence. Allowing your leader and heroes to cast it. You also get heroes. For a summary of your Empire's magic, spells and spellcasters, press the magic button on the taskbar at the bottom of the screen. To research a spell, left click on it. So these are the current spells we can research. We've got Dispel Magic, Enchant Weapon, Flaming Arrow, Fury, Solar Flare, Remedy and Rejuvenate. I'm gonna go with Enchant Weapon, I guess, so I can enchant my own weapon and be awesome. Oh, it isn't just me. This is my party. This is the party of units you will be controlling during the tutorial. In the lower right corner of the screen, you will notice that the party windows appeared. There it is. I wouldn't say that's lower, I'd say that's more mid, but... Now move your party to the watchtower, which is along the road to the northeast. So in my party we have me, who is Trodson. And got a bit of information about here. So they're my magic spheres, I think that's 2 light, 1 fire. I'm a halfling, I'm a leader, I'm aligned good. That's all the stuff I currently... Ooh, I have summoned Fire Spray, so I'll cast that and I'll have that in a turn. I also have Siren, who seems pretty balls hard actually. It has immunity to pretty much most magic. And it's got a bit of filler text, which gives you a bit of background. I'm not going to go through all that. It tells you it's a type of creature, because some weapons are strong against creature, as is some magic. We've got a centaur here. Got things such as marksmanship, archery, and we've got a halfling pony rider, which doesn't really strike fear into anyone's hearts, but is better than nothing, so we'll take it. And it says we're travelling northeast to the watchtower, so let's go there. And there it is. That was pretty fast. When you get a watchtower, it gives you a massive line of sight, as this is probably about to say. Watchtowers allow you to see for a great distance in all directions, revealing the landscape and warning you of intruding forces. Now select your leader's party and continue travelling along the road to the north towards the city, which is this city up here. And you can see when I'm hovering over this city, you've got the 2 faces sort of nattering at each other. That icon changes depending on the types of city and who is in it. In this case that's a halfling city, I believe. Yeah, population of halflings. So because I'm a halfling, I can go up and talk to them, and they will either strike me a deal. They will say, give us so much gold and we'll join you, or we'll happily join you. Some variants of that. Alternatively, if I was like the undead or something, undead have a natural hatred. They're not very well aligned with halflings, so that would be cross swords, and I wouldn't be able to talk with them. The only way I would be able to take over that town is force. So let's move towards it. We've run out of movement points for the day. Your party has moved as far as they can in this turn. To end your turn, left click the end turn button so I will. And that ends the day. So we're on to day 2 now. Dawn on the road to Killia. Select your leader's party again and continue moving along the road onto the city to your left. So we've got movement points again, and we move along. So, city negotiations. This city is willing to join your forces without the need for bloodshed, which is awfully nice and what you want to hear. Press the accept button to accept their offer. You can of course just hit attack if you're feeling merciless, but in this case they're loyal to me, they don't want any gold, they're just flat out going with me, so yeah, let's go with that. So that city is now part of my empire. Cities provide your empire with income and can be used to recruit troops. To enter this city, press the enter button. Let's do that now. And this is the city screen, which I've never really liked in this version of the game, but so be it. The city screen is broken up into several text fields and boxes. The upper left box displays information about its inhabitants of the city, the upper middle box displays economic information, and the upper right about any enhancements affecting the city. The lower portion is about creating stuff, so you can queue up production of units. It's going to tell me now. On the screen you can tell the city to perform various actions like recruit units, build walls and upgrades so the city can recruit better units. Select the slinger from the row of units on top of the boxes of data, so that's the slinger. And you can click produce to create them. The thing that I find a bit weird compared to the other ones is you've got things like, you've got Pony Rider there, but in order to start producing them you've got to install them, which I think is more like gaining the knowledge to train them. But I think the terminology of install and how it's presented is a bit weird. In later games you just have to build the corresponding building, so like a war hall will give you better units, but in this one you install the unit, which is a bit weird. So we're going to produce a halfling slinger. And then the city now had his orders, visible at the bottom centre of the screen. Press the exit button to leave this town. I think I will. Onward! Continue our advancement by selecting our advanced leader's party and moving to the mine on the north to capture it, which is right there, and hopefully we can get to in this turn. We can. And now we've got the mine. The mine gives us income per turn, and income is pretty much as vital to winning the war as anything else. If you start to run out of gold, you get into a bit of a dire situation where you can't pay your troops. Difference to other strategy games is your troops have a maintenance cost, it's basically their wage. If you don't have enough gold to pay them, they'll bugger off. And the problem is they stay on the map and they develop their own agenda, and sometimes they might just start attacking you. So it's best to sort of keep everyone in your good books. So structures like mines and farms generate gold for your empire. Your party has exhausted move points for this turn. It has, however, I do have a spell to cast, which is that one. And there I've got a fire sprite now. Doesn't that look fun? So as long as I don't come across anything that's water based, I'll be fine. Select your leader's party and move north along the road onto the monster's lair. And there's the monster's lair. So an exploration site. Exploration sites can be entered in search for lost items or to rescue captive heroes, but before these rewards can be claimed, the foul creatures that guard them must be dispatched. And when you go into combat, you get a choice between automatic combat and tactical combat. Automatic combat allows the computer to simulate the fight for you, producing a movie of the results which you can view at your leisure. Problem is, it doesn't necessarily do what you may class as the best action at the time. Tactical combat allows for your control of individual actions of your units, letting you lead your forces into battle directly. For this fight, leave automatic combat selected, okay, and press the fight button to begin the battle. So it's saying I have to do, it's giving me the choice, but I'm going to go with automatic because it's told me to. And it basically gives you this sort of snapshot of what's happening. There's barely out in there anyway. You have won your first fight. To the victor go the spoils. Press the pick up button to open the unit's Windows inventory page. So basically I found a sword, so you can pick that up and you can equip it. And this is what it does. It gives me an attack of 1, and I think that's damage of 1, and it's got Holy Strike and Strike, which is good. Actually, I'll say up here if I hover over it. No, it won't. That's really handy. I'm guessing the sword is attack and the star is damage. Some games have them as the same thing, some games don't. A path into darkness. Continue following the road to the north, moving into a cave, the entrance into the next part of your journey. So I'm going to send him to the cave. So, with these guys I'm going down. Welcome to the underground. Just a bit to the southeast is a power node. Move on to it to claim it as your own. Power nodes are what give you magic. So, magic power drawn from the power node can be channeled to either generate mana crystals for casting spells or spell research. You basically sort of decide which one you want the most to go to. Researching, obviously, you understand more spells and get more in your spell book, but when you actually have mana you can cast those, so you can change it as you go along. I'm just going to leave it on whatever default it is. And that's the end of day 4. Back into the light. To continue your journey, select your party leader and move on to the cave to the east. Another cave. What comes down must go up. Press the go up button to take your party through the cave and back to the surface, so go up. The short trip to the southeast sits a wizard's tower, which is that thing that's on the map. Select your leader's party and move it on to investigate further. Wizard's tower. The wizard's tower will have a spell for sale, so you won't have to research it. So you can basically flat out buy the spells. Let's have a look what it is. Geyser. Water level 2, casting cost 12 mana. Invokes a massive geyser under the target, hurling it to great height and letting it drop with much physical distress. Sounds about right. A friendly arrival. You have pleased the keepers with your progress thus far. You have been rewarded with the arrival of a boat loaded with reinforcements. That's rather nice. Select your leader's party and greet these brave new troops by moving on to them and to the road to the south. So we've got these in the way. Making some friends. These fine warriors wish to join your cause. Accept them into your group by pressing the accept button. That seems pretty good. That's 2 giants and 2 dwarf ball riders. So it's a bit of a medley of a group. Now's the time to take on the goblins. Follow the road south to their city and attack by moving on to it. But I'm going to try and do tactical because it's told me to. So this is what we see when we go into tactical. This is the tactical map. So it isn't much different, it's just more focused on a couple of squares rather than the full map. In this combat, try using the hull boulder ability of the giant to break down the goblin walls. Also, you may wish to try out your leader's spellcast ability on unsuspecting goblin foes. So, this is the city I'm assaulting. Well, the town, outpost, whatever. It's a small thing. And these are what I'm against. So there's a goblin shaman. We've got Doc Tok the Fat, who is a hero. And he doesn't look too bad. We've got a goblin big beetle and a goblin darter. And that's it. It's only 4 against my 8. The problem for me is they've got walls, which I need to break down before I can get to them, unless they walk outside the walls, which would be a bit daft. And with stuff like casting magic, they can do it from behind their walls. So first thing I'm going to do, they can hurl boulders, and I'm going to do that straight at the gate. So he's come straight out and attacked me directly. Tunnel under. The thing is, they've got a giant big beetle that they could tunnel under. I don't think a boar's going to do it. I could try. So this beetle's out and he's got vertigo because of my hero attacking him. What did he do there? It's a holy strike, I think. That was pretty good. I can still hold boulders at the gate and try and take that down. So you can see it's slowly becoming more damage. And I'm going to try and take down this big beetle with the other people who can't do anything else. I don't really want to attack it with my hero, with my leader, because I want my leader to be able to... Actually, I'm going to do this. So, yeah, damaging him a bit before I manage to get to him, so I'm just weakening him. Healing him, the bastard. Try and break this down. And it's down. So my pony rider's trying to take that guy down so he can't heal anymore. And he's down straight away. And try and cast some magic on this guy. And I took him out, so that was alright in the end. So another conquest. Excellent work. Capturing the Goblin City is a crushing blow to your enemy, but their leader lives on, no doubt hiding and lurking, licking his wounds, even. As for the conquered city, taking control of a town is only the beginning of the challenge. The denizens of this small goblin city are not likely to follow the orders of a keeper magistrate. So, I've taken this city, but it's a goblin city, and of course we're now the halfling owners, so the people within the city aren't going to be best pleased. And one of the best things to do is basically just to go in and migrate it over to them. So you kick everyone out and basically go, oi, halflings, get in. The enemy has fled. Scout reports that your spineless floor has seen his destruction coming and has fled to the south. Follow him by selecting your leader's party, moving along the road onto the teleporter, which is the ring of stones, which we can see right there. So into the teleporter I go, and teleporters teleport you somewhere, but you don't always know where. So let's teleport. The final battle. Ooh, epic. There is nowhere left to run for the foul lord that awaits you to the west. And there he is, you can see who's in his party. There's him, Bork, who looks like a bit of a fat bastard. He's got a fire sprite, but so do I somewhere. And he's got 2 wolf riders, which could be a bit of a nightmare. I'm going to go in with the tactical. So I've got a couple of choices here. Do I march up to him? The thing is, if I try and march up to him, I won't make it all the way, and it leaves me sort of open to him firing at me, but I can't really just hang back. So I think I'm probably going to go for the charge and accept whatever consequences come. So you can see the ganging up on one unit there. Smack! I'm going to use archery so I don't have to get too close to him. Yeah. So it's actually only the leader left now. So I'm going to attack it with as much distance stuff as I can. Try and make sure my leader doesn't... Because if your leader dies, it's instantly game over. Because that's you, essentially. So he's just sitting back and casting spells, but it isn't enough. He's going to snuff it. There we go. So Bork is defeated. On day 7, the Empire of the Goblins, led by Bork, was defeated. And because it was only me on this map, that means I win. Victory is yours. You defeat the Goblin leader Bork, and so doing, pass an initiation trial to enter the ranks of the leaders of the Keepers. Rejoice. But do not celebrate for too long, as far a greater challenge lies ahead for those brave enough to take them on. So that's an example of how Age of Wonders works. And they all keep that sort of similar function with varying differences throughout the different ones. Specifically, this is the only one which if your leader dies it's game over. In all the other ones you regenerate after a couple of days or instantly or whatever. I am joined by a sleepy kitten who wishes not to register. Hello. She doesn't want to join, no, she wants to remain on her seat. That's the co-pilot seat.